Palm Bay's Recreation Board is tired of waiting.
From thepalmbayer.com.
Before we get into this one, here is what is coming. The City Council approved dedicated pickleball courts 21 months ago, funded them with impact fees. Not a single court has been built.
And the master plan that was supposed to break the logjam? The city manager's office put it on hold.
We have got board members who are done waiting quietly. We have got a USA Pickleball ambassador who drove in from West Melbourne to ask why Palm Bay residents have to leave their own city just to play.
But it is not all frustration. Federal CDBG funding just got released for Liberty Park improvements. The summer camp scholarship program went live. Swim lessons are filling in hours.
New partnerships are expanding the calendar. Kayak tours, cooking classes, basketball clinics, an augmented reality program in the parks.
And the board itself is making a move. They unanimously backed a June alignment session to set their own priorities and push for accountability. A lot happened in 2 hours. Let's get into it.
21 months. That's how long it's been since the Palm Bay City Council voted to build dedicated pickleball courts, 8 courts each at 3 parks, funded by impact fees already collected from new development. And as of April 7th, 2026, not a single dedicated court exists.
21 months. And the money is just sitting there.
The money is there, the need is there, and the Recreation Advisory Board spent the better part of 2 hours Tuesday evening asking the same question residents have been asking. Why?
So what happened at this meeting? Because it sounds like it went well beyond pickleball.
It did, but pickleball is where the frustration crystallized. Leah Golgiard, a USA Pickleball ambassador and certified coach, showed up to ask that question directly. She told the board, quote, "It was voted on in July of 2024 by the City Council. The funds are there, the need is there. Palm Bay has not a single dedicated pickleball court for its residents."
She drove from West Melbourne to say that.
She lives in West Melbourne, and she told the board that Palm Bay residents are driving to her city just to play. Her words, they're driving all the way up there because they have nothing here.
Okay, so where do things actually stand with the courts? 3 parks were supposed to get them.
Parks Division Manager Josh Hudak confirmed 3 locations have been discussed: Fred Poppy Regional Park, Veterans Park, and New Nesser Park. Veterans Park got pickleball lines added to its tennis courts when they were resurfaced in 2023 using CDBG funds, Community Development Block Grant funds. But those are shared lines on tennis courts, not dedicated pickleball courts.
Shared lines. That's not what the council approved.
No, it is not. New Nesser Park is worse. The tennis courts there need a full rebuild before pickleball could even be added, and that project is sitting in the budget request pile. Regional Park is tied to a larger master plan, which we'll get to.
What about just putting down some temporary courts? Asphalt, lines, nets, done.
Hudak addressed that. Even basic asphalt work requires sub-base preparation and compaction. His words, you can't just temporarily make a pickleball court.
Fair enough on the engineering, but there was also a question about whether the bridge entrance at Regional Park was holding things up.
Board Chair Thomas Gaum raised that concern. He thought the bridge entrance project at Regional Park had been bundled with the pickleball facility, creating a dependency that did not need to exist. Hudak clarified, the bridge is a separate project. Quote, "The bridge isn't what's holding us up." He said meetings with Public Works on bridge funding are happening on a separate track from the Regional Park master plan.
So the bridge is not the holdup. What is?
That is exactly the question board member Alfred Aguirre asked, and he did not ask it gently. Aguirre has served on the board for 2 to 3 years. He said pickleball was already a delayed promise when he joined. His words, "When I joined this board, pickleball. Same scenario. Voted, it's going to happen. And here we are."
That is someone who has watched this cycle repeat.
He went further. He said a soccer community partnership proposal had also been submitted, revised, and submitted again over the same period. Nothing to show for it. And then he said this, "It's a way to discourage you. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. And when you can't, you let the parties involved say, hey, this is what happened."
So this is not just about pickleball. It is about a pattern.
A pattern the board is losing patience with. And the thing that was supposed to break the pattern, the citywide recreation master plan, it is on hold.
On hold. Tell me more about that.
A final draft of the Fred Poppy Regional Park Master Plan was presented in October 2025. Pickleball courts were listed as the #1 priority. The phasing called for pickleball first, then an amphitheater and event lawn, then youth practice fields. But Recreation Director Daniel Waite told the board that the city manager's office has since put the master plan on hold.
The city manager shelved it. What was the reasoning?
The reasoning, according to Waite, was that resources should go toward delivering projects already in the pipeline, rather than layering another year of planning. His words, "The master plan was just going to push it another year long on getting that input when we know there are some high priority items that we can do."
I can see the logic there. Stop planning, start building. But it creates a problem, does it not?
A big one. The public input process that was supposed to accompany the master plan is also shelved, at least in its original form. The Recreation Division is now designing an in-house community outreach campaign instead. Surveys, HOA community room meetings, and mobile recreation programs, all launching at the end of April. WAIT is also working with the school board to distribute recreation program information in students' backpacks across Palm Bay's public and charter schools.
So the board noticed the irony here. A priority-setting process is now operating outside the planning document that was supposed to establish priorities.
That is exactly the tension, and board member Hurston Linzana proposed addressing it head-on. She asked the board to use the June meeting for an alignment session. What are each member's goals? What is the board actually trying to accomplish? How do they get there together? Her words, "Instead of just showing up every other month and getting a report that probably could have been emailed to us, just define some priorities."
How did that land?
Immediate, unanimous support.
That tells you something about where this board is right now.
It does. And underneath all of this is the concurrency question. Chair Gaum asked staff whether the city is in discussions with developers about exchanging land for impact fee credits, particularly in areas south of Malabar Road where parks do not yet exist.
South of Malabar, that is where most of the new development is happening.
Waite said he could not speak to that directly, but acknowledged there have been internal discussions about land parcels for fields, event space, and playground space. Gaum summed up the problem. It's hard to have concurrency when you don't have a park there to begin with.
Okay, so that is the frustration side. But the meeting was not all bad news, was it?
No. Several programs are delivering real results, and the Parks Department opened with concrete good news. The federal hold on CDBG funding has been released.
That is significant. How much money are we talking?
The city had $404,456 allocated in May 2025 for Liberty Park Phase 1 and Phase 2 improvements, new fencing, infield clay, sunshades, restroom overhauls. An additional $156,000 was proposed in fiscal year 2025 through 2026 for replacing all 8 dugouts.
And now that the hold is lifted, what moves forward?
HUDAC announced the projects: a multi-use corridor, additional sidewalk repairs, sealing of the north and south parking lots, and a full remodel of the Driscoll restrooms inside and out. All work must be completed by June 30th.
June 30th. That is a tight deadline.
It is. And there is more good news for families. The city's 2026 Summer Camp Financial Assistance Program went live the same day as the meeting. Eligible Palm Bay families can receive up to 50% off weekly camp fees per child.
What do families need to apply?
A completed application with proof of residency, identification, income verification, and eligibility documentation. That includes EBT participation, free or reduced lunch status, or CDBG program qualification. Applications must be submitted in person at Ted Whitlock Community Center, 370 Championship Circle Northwest, or Tony Rosa Community Center, 1502 Port Malabar Boulevard Northeast. The application form is available at palmbayfl.gov/daycamps. Allow 3 to 5 business days for review.
Important detail here. Approval does not mean your kid is enrolled, right?
Correct. Families must still register and pay the remaining balance, but recreation staff may assist approved families with registration before the general registration date of April 20th. Contact Ted Whitlock at 321-952-3231 or Tony Rosa at 321-952-3443 for details.
What about swim lessons? I know the Aquatic Center has been growing.
It has. Families enrolled in EBT or the free and reduced lunch program can qualify for discounted swim lessons at the Palm Bay Aquatic Center. That discount must be arranged before registering by contacting swim@pbfl.org or calling 321-952-2833.
And the aquatics programs themselves are doing well?
Outpacing capacity. Spring swim lessons filled within hours of registration opening. The swim team has roughly doubled in size year over year, now at approximately 27 members. The city is bringing in a private partner, Aquatics in Education, to run summer swim lessons at the Aquatic Center. The instructor is certified to teach ADA and adaptive classes. An adaptive aquatic session is planned once the schedule is finalized.
That is a big deal. Adaptive aquatics is not something you see in a lot of municipal programs.
No, it is not. And the programming numbers across the board are strong. The Spring Fun Camp drew 31 participants at Tony Rosa Community Center and 26 at Ted Whitlock. That is a 63% increase year over year.
63%? What about community events?
Breakfast with the Bunny at Ted Whitlock set an attendance record, 408 participants.
The underwater egg hunt at the pool also hit capacity.
408 people at breakfast with the bunny? That is not a program struggling for interest.
Not even close. And new partnerships are expanding the calendar. The University of Florida IFAS program in Cocoa is bringing health and wellness classes south. A Mediterranean diet class ran April 8th. A sheet pan meals class is set for May 29th. A Build Your Bones series runs April 10th through May 1st. A chicken coop building class is also in discussion.
A chicken coop class. I like that.
The challenge is that most IFAS instructors are based in the northern part of the county. Waite said the division is working to recruit more instructors from the south part of Brevard to extend programming into Palm Bay.
What about outdoor recreation?
Melbourne Kayak Rentals is launching guided tours through Turkey Creek Sanctuary and Castaways Park. The operator is mobile, so no permanent infrastructure is required. The YMCA is hosting basketball clinics at Ted Whitlock in May. Toddler Time returned to Ted Whitlock on Tuesdays and Thursdays and drew 41 participants on its first day back.
So the programs are thriving. The demand is clearly there. It just keeps coming back to the capital projects.
That is the core tension. The Recreation Division is also exploring new tools. An augmented reality program called Agents of Discovery, similar to Pokemon Go, with geo-fenced missions that could direct residents to underutilized parks. A one-year trial has been running at the playground at Fred Poppy Regional Park, and staff are evaluating a mobile app and ticketing module through Vermont Systems, their recreation software provider, to streamline registration. Right now, signing up for a program requires creating an account and waiting for staff approval before anything can be done.
Anything else on the maintenance side?
Lindbergh Park's storm-damaged fence is being repaired. Both fields are getting new turf and new fencing.
So looking ahead, what happens next for this board?
Community outreach launches at the end of April. Alongside the surveys and HOA meetings, Waite mentioned using the mobile recreation program to bring programming to residents south of Malabar Road, rather than requiring them to travel to established facilities. Linzana volunteered to help spearhead a youth subcommittee, where young residents could participate in event planning, program feedback, and outreach. Waite noted that a similar model worked in Miami Lakes, where a youth activities task force included non-voting youth members. An earlier attempt by Councilman Kenny Johnson to establish youth involvement did not succeed due to difficulty filling seats.
And the June meeting is going to be that alignment session Linzana proposed.
Yes, impact fee fund allocations, KPI reporting preferences, and that alignment session are all on the June agenda.
One more thing, 4th of July.
The 4th of July celebration returns to Eastern Florida State College. The fireworks shell count is up approximately 30 to 40% over last year. Entertainment options are under contract discussion.
30 to 40% more fireworks. At least that is moving in the right direction.
Read the full article and source documents at thepalmbayer.com.
This is the Palm Bear.